or you remember they would show the making of, it might be like Jurassic Park or something. That's one I remember, the making of Jurassic Park. And I was fascinated. And she just kept saying, babe, I noticed you in the house more than you used to be. You might want to come up to the salon. So she said, once she said he owes it to the community, I felt convicted. I was like, yeah, considering that, I felt I do owe it to the community. So off of that, and I felt like I was supposed to be here, right? Don't quite know what that is yet. I do think it's a lot bigger than the interview, though.
Truth in the air, let it speak.
My whole thing is, if you opened your mouth and said it, you meant it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
So it's like,
you said it.
You said it. You was okay with it being out there. You wasn't just venting and getting it off your chest. You do that in private quarters.
Yeah, right.
You don't do it on
Not
camera.
when you
Like
sit down with
editing,
a mic.
right? Editing team cut that out. Like highly unscripted.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. We good over there, nephew? All right, cool. So listen, again, we here.
Yes.
This episode, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast, where seeds sown become visions grown. I am your boy, Tay.
What's happening? It's Shamar, Tay's trusty sidekick.
I wasn't sure if he was ready yet, but I'm proud of you, man. Listen, we've been working this morning. It is early this morning, too. What am I missing, Shamar? Oh,
shout out to Alan Lux Studios. I would like to thank us.
Shout out to Charlotte Podcast Studio.
I would like to thank us.
Shout out to Art Box Charlotte. I would like to thank us. Yeah, we good on that. Mm-hmm. Listen, today we have a person that I've known about for a good minute. Even I don't know if you know, but my cousin Arabia, he goes through her complex with all these hairstylists, all these barbers, and this man right here makes sure these people can eat good, okay? Listen, he is a chef. He is an actor. He is a songwriter. He is a musician. Am I missing anything? I know I'm missing something.
Yeah.
I checked the resume. I'm missing something.
Yeah. I mean, I think that covers it.
That covers it.
That covers that covers it, because everything else encompasses it. Because you say music writer, videographer.
That's it.
So, but I'm an artist. Yeah, I'm very much into all forms. Maybe not all forms, because what they consider art nowadays, I gotta be careful.
Yeah,
when I say that.
Today, nowadays, that ain't. I don't know now.
Yeah.
I don't know who making these claims.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, y'all, this is Chef Fonz sitting across from me today, and this has been long anticipated. Mm-hmm. We've been talking back and forth, and snow happened. Life happens. Schedules don't line up, but y'all know how that stuff go. Listen, man, tell the people more about who you are and what you do.
Man, well, we when you and I met, I had my chef hat on. I was operating in that capacity. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm an artist, right? And I express my art through several things. You might see me on the stage, public speaking. You may see me on the screen acting. You may see me behind the camera directing. So again, I am definitely an artist in that sense. I am a father, right?
Yeah.
I have most of my kids are grown, so they think they my father, but I do have one that's 9. Zuri, shout out to Zuri. That's very important to me, because that gives me so much life and energy and purpose, just being a father. So I got to throw that in there.
Yeah, you can't leave that out too quick either. My daughter, you say your daughter's name is Zuri.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter, my only daughter, I'm saying my oldest, like I got extra kids. Chandler is only one. We only got one. My daughter's name is Zaria.
Oh, Zaria?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And she thinks she's somebody's mama too. So I know how that go.
Yeah.
And then my baby boy do it too. But man, having kids, raising kids, taking care of these kids, a lot of people like it's hard work. it's not hard work when you okay and you love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right,
only
for
hard
sure.
work when you be like, why are you still here? It's hard work, I think, when they get older or you don't train them right when they're younger.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about parenthood unless you want to go that route, you know. So again, welcome to Creative Roots, where we sit with the creator and we dive deep into their creative journey and talk about where they've been and where they are now. So with that being said, what seed was planted that got you started in all things creative?
What seed was? I don't know. I would have to start with. I would have to start with TV, man. As a little kid, I watched a lot of TV, and I'm a little older, so back in my day, we had the phones, we just had the TV. That was the outlet, and I was interested in the creative aspect of TV, like how did they make that, or how did they do that, or you remember they would show the making of. It might be like Jurassic Park or something. That's one I remember. The making of Jurassic Park. And I was fascinated at how they made the dinosaurs and how they created certain scenes. And I in art class, that was my favorite. It's funny because people should like say, "What's your favorite subject?" I always say art. I still remember my art teacher, Mr. Bell. He was he had an accent. He was I think he was from France or something like that. But man, I always got an A in art and, seeing everything else because I wasn't like a school dude.
Wasn't into it.
I wasn't into it. But art, man, listen, I ain't miss art for nothing. So it's, I don't really know the exact seed, but I just know it was something of interest to me, and I followed up on it.
Well, that's cool. I mean, sometimes it's a plethora of seeds.
Yeah.
And then it'd be
in most cases
extra seeds planted along the way. So art and TV. And I'm like, I remember we ain't had nothing but TV too. I remember when cordless phones were first introduced.
Right. So you over 30.
Definitely over 30.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to crack jokes with Shamar, but I'm like, ain't we? So you got TV, and I think you're the third person to mention Jurassic Park.
Hey, what's going on, good people? It is Shamar, Tate's trusty sidekick, and I just came in here to tell y'all we're going live, baby. That's right. We enjoyed ourselves so much that last time. We got to do it again. We got to do it for the people. So on Saturday, March 28th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we're going live right here at Charlotte Podcast Studio. Check us out. Make sure you visit the website, creativerootspodcast.com, to RSVP your spot. And for those that won't be here in person, you can check us out on YouTube and on Facebook. Again, March 28th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Visit creativerootspodcast.com to RSVP. See you then. Peace.
You got TV, and I think you're the third person to mention Jurassic Park.
Really?
Was one of the first things that, helped spark that interest. So thinking about Jurassic Park, was there anything specific about it, or was it just the whole visual of it?
I think one of the things that struck a nerve with me was, when you watch the movie, you enter the movie, you enter the storyline, but when you watch the making of, and you like, that the dinosaur wasn't that big. It was a small dinosaur, and they somehow through trick photography or whatever, they made that dinosaur, move. It didn't even move. It was a stiff figure. That I was fascinated at that. Like, how did they get that to do this? And it was almost like a form of magic to me when I was younger. That's what it came across as, like, man, how they, but then they'll show you how they made it happen. And
right.
So me being experimental, I would try certain things, to try to create, not necessarily like Jurassic Park, but I would do my own little thing.
Yeah.
Man, I was doing podcasts before they were even called podcasts. I had maybe like 1 or 2 episodes on a VHS camera. And this is in my, I had to be maybe 19, 20. I put on the outfit, had my man put on, we get real fly, sit in my living room. I didn't know nothing about lighting. I just had a lamp, and then I put my camera on night mode. And I thought, it could be as dark as it want to be, long as you click that night mode switch, you was good. So the footage is trash, but I could see the shadows of us, and I'm serious. I'm sitting there, interviewing him, and this is in like 2001 actually, 2001, and I think the internet really just start, getting, well, for me, internet could have been around forever, but I was kind of in the streets too, so I didn't know nothing about the internet. So I was aware of it around 2001. And it's funny, I didn't think about it till I ran across the footage and was like, well, I was doing podcasts in 2001, man. I'm like, that was 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've always, even when I was in the streets, I always entertained and tried to get involved in some sort of artistry. Yeah, so it's been in me for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So has the score of any movies ever, resonated? Because I know when we was watching movies coming up, movies had a whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
Movies don't have soundtracks no more.
Yeah.
They don't. You would buy the soundtrack to certain movies just because every dope song was on it.
Above the Rim was one that I
Yes.
think about. Menace to Society was another.
Yes.
Yeah, them two right there was
And
like
those some classics
crazy
right there.
Right there, yeah. Yeah,
The
Above
album
Rim,
and the movie.
yeah,
Yes.
Yep. Those soundtracks was like chart topping. Like very, very rarely did you hear somebody riding around banging a soundtrack from the beginning to the end. Normally it was artist albums.
Yeah.
But Above the Rim and Menace to Society, that was two of them. It was more, but those two just I can
He
remember
Got
those.
Game resonates.
Yep. That's another one.
Mo
He Got
Better
Game.
Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say Dead Presidents. I can't. I'm wanting to say it was Dead Presidents.
Probably was because the Hughes brothers.
I think that
the two twins, they did the Dead Presidents and they did Menace. So being that Menace was such a success on the soundtrack, I'm sure that.
And then the Boys in the Hood
back.
album. You remember that one?
Oh yeah. That's when I'm missing Boys in the Hood. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm a classic movie guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch a movie from way back then before I watch any of this new stuff. But that's just me though.
Yeah. When it's good, it's good though. It's timeless.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the the cameras and and everything, you couldn't really tell that it was an old movie.
Right.
And
some of these 4K TVs, they kind of like upscale that quality too. So it still does look newer.
Mm-hmm.
So, that I like that aspect too. But I'm gonna digress on me. So if y'all didn't hear Shamar said please, but man, you know how I am. Like when we talk about music and movies, I'm in it. I'm here.
Yes, I know. But back to the regularly scheduled program.
Right. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to Creative Roots Podcast with Chef Fonz. So you got your music, you got the love for TV and movies and things like that. Then you escalate, I guess, in that same space. You started rapping. I think you sing, right?
Rap.
Okay, because I know you asked me if I sing too, so I was like,
when you said you get back from the mic and come, a lot of singers they master that getting back and getting close and getting back. But I'm an MC still.
Okay,
yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So out of all of that, what got you to the point where you say, you know what? Instead of cooking on this mic, let me cook this up in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. What got you there?
Well, I always liked cooking. Mm-hmm. I like eating first. That's something.
Shamar, don't you say nothing.
Well, we know Tay like to eat. That's all he talk about.
Yeah, I like eating, man. I didn't. It's funny because I didn't notice how much I enjoy eating until I hear from different friend groups. Like I might be with my man in Miami or something, and we'll be having a conversation, and he'll say something like, "Well, Fonz like to eat." Right. Okay. I hear my man in Miami say that I might be in West Virginia chilling, and my aunt might be like, "Well, y'all better get this boy something to eat because y'all know he like to eat." So I started hearing that from people that don't even know each other. So, consciously I said, "Okay, I must like eating." So now I noticed that I like eating a lot. Now I don't pig out, but I do enjoy eating. So that's one. You know, and cooking, I've always always been fascinated with cooking. I don't know if that came from my mom's, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my sisters, my aunts. They all like serious cookers. So I always was fascinated with the idea of cooking. I remember when I first got my first apartment. I said it was a nice little spot. Me and my best friend, Street, rest in peace, Street. He said, "Yo, we hungry." I said, "Yo, we about to go to Tops. That's like our upstate New York. That's like the Harris Teeter."
Okay.
I went and bought a bunch of drumsticks, and I said, I'm about to fry some chicken." I was excited. You would have thought, I was about to be in a movie or something. I was like super excited about cooking this chicken, and I just went and got all the different seasonings, and I never forget. I seasoned the meat based on the color. This is my first time ever cooking, so I remember I used the Lorry's, and I'm like, nah, it's not red enough, Man, I put so much seasoning on that chicken, man. I'm talking about, boy, when I say flushed our system, I mean, we was using the bathroom for like 3 days. I mean, It was so salty, But me, I'm like, man, no, it's a little salty, but it's cool, We ate that chicken, man. Only ate about two pieces, but boy, did it do us dirty. But the thing about it is you learn from mistakes.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so don't never season the meat based on the color, because I'm thinking it need to be a little redder, But so I learned from that, and that just pushed me into wanting to try other things. Let me see if I can do that again, and it be edible this time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that part.
Yeah. So I remember that, man. I had to probably be about 17, 18. So more than anything, I remember how excited I was about just frying that chicken, and I'm still like that today. If I go to cook something, especially when it's something new, like I like cooking unusual things. If I'm gonna do a chili, I'm not gonna use ground beef. I'm gonna go buy a slab of filet mignon, and I'm gonna bring it back home, and I'm gonna grind up the filet or the ribeye myself, and my chili will be like chili, but no, it ain't ground beef. That's filet mignon, and the tomato sauce is gonna be something from Italy or something. I like doing things that are unusual, and again, I think it's the artist part of me. It's like, okay, that's your piece of art. Well, here's my piece of art. I look at my chili, even the way I plate it. It has to look like I have to be fascinated at it. Like, wow, that looks nice. I did that, So yeah, so I cook a lot of dishes traditional dishes with an unusual twist. Yeah.
We like unusual twists with food.
Yeah,
or at least I do.
Yeah, man. So
I'm looking at Schmark because I was expecting him to say something, but he ain't gonna say nothing today. Okay, that's cool.
I ain't got nothing because honestly, I'm hungry. So I'm like, all right, let's move past this real quick.
So, with all that you cook, you've been cooking for some years now, right?
Yeah.
And I know you said off camera that this is the newest business or the newest venture that you're operating in. You haven't put everything else to the side, you haven't neglected everything. Everything is still there, but right now we have this at the forefront. With all of this here and people knowing this is what you do, and then, cooking is the new thing. How has the support been since you've been, out here in the public with it?
I would say it's been amazing. The support has been amazing. Because really, for the most part, my wife she's a stylist, right? And she works in, I guess, what we would consider a higher end salon, I guess, if you want to say. And our culture could understand what I mean by that. It's not. If you watch Barbershop, she's not working in the spotlight like Eve was. So it's a nicer place with that provide, a multitude of services. All right.
Okay.
Now people come and they frequent the salon, and my wife been telling me for years, baby, if they taste your food, she said these people come in with food and they buy. I mean, they sell out. You really want. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I got a whole bunch of. I had a trucking company at the time, so I got shooting a movie. I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm like, I'm not about to be going up in those salons with no food. That's not what I'm. That's just something that I see. But my wife, 9 times out of 10, when she says something, she's right. Just something that I finally admit.
Shout out to the wife. He
Casey,
might not ever say that again, so make sure you loop this back. If you need me to, I will cut it and create a clip for you. Just let me know.
Yeah. But she kept telling me, and it took years. And when I had a trucking company, after COVID, that whole situation, I folded. I dissolved the company, and I'm just kind of sitting around figuring out what's going to be my next move. I got a clothing line. I was pushing that. And she just kept saying, babe, I noticed you in the house more than you used to be. You might want to come up to the salon. So, one day I said, I got, I felt like creating something. So I came into the salon, and it started from that. And I sold out like this. And they said, you come back tomorrow. I came back the next day, sold out. Came back the next day, sold out. You coming back next week? So I start going back, and then now I'm meeting other people saying, hey, there's another salon over there, or there's a call center over there. So before you know it, man, now I'm frequenting these places, and and it's like I'm overwhelmed with it. So many people are calling me, and so I went ahead and structured the business as Black Gourmet Catering Group. So primarily we cater, and on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays I'll service, call centers, the salons, 1 or 2 barbershops, But to answer your question, they receive me really well, man. It's picked up one of the fastest growing businesses that, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is definitely one of the fastest ones.
Everybody got to eat.
It got legs quick.
Everybody got to eat.
Yeah.
They all might not listen to music. They all might not watch TV, because I don't watch TV. Some people only read books, but everybody got to eat. And then, like Shamar said, I be liking to eat. I be hungry sometimes, all the time. So with that, have you had to deal with any negativity, or people just being like, hey man, I don't know, even if it's their own self-doubt about what you doing? Have you had to deal with anybody just being like, nah, don't do that?
No, I don't. If they did, they didn't say it to me.
That part.
Yeah. However, a lot of people despise small beginnings. So, I'm sure, people that are somewhat familiar with me, when they saw me pulling up, hopping out, going into salons with food, they're probably like, man, what is he doing? Why are he wasting his time getting that little bit of money hustling? Right. And to me, it's, in some form it is hustling, but me, I'm building a business. I'm scaling a business, and that's exactly what I've done. It's been 2 years now, and working out of a private kitchen, business kitchen, and catering for people that I wouldn't necessarily, I didn't feel like I had the experience. And I don't mean cooking experience. I mean, I haven't been in Charlotte. I haven't been networking. Like I've done a few private events for Fantasia. I've done events for like basketball, ex-professional basketball players. And it's just from them getting my food. One of their friends taking some food to their house, and they eating the food, saying, man, where you get this from? That's Chef. Chef got this. And then they hit me up, hey, yo, Chef, Fantasia said, can you make her some more of that? And I'm like, oh yeah, I could put that together. Or I've done a private, she was recording her album or something, and I cater for that, and at this time I was only doing it like 6 months, so it's like, how did I get in a room that, people that's been cooking for 10 years in the city may have wanted to get into, and I've been doing this for 6 months. Well, it's your food, and it's the presentation, and it's the flavoring, and it's the love that I put in the food.
That's the biggest thing right there. Yeah. Like, you can't just whip something up and not have no love in it. Like, that's tasteable.
Yeah.
Is that even a word?
Now
it's a word today.
It is today.
You said what?
I said it is today. I was in agreement.
Yeah, it is today. So, I mean, anybody can go in the kitchen and whip something up. But salt and pepper is not seasoning.
No, absolutely
It is not. Like, I don't even use salt. Everything else has some
form of salt in it.
form of salt, sodium in it.
Yep.
There's no point for me in using salt. I'm gonna digress. I'm not even gonna go there today. I'm gonna leave it alone. So, how does it feel to be able to be in these rooms that a lot of people can't get into?
It was kind of like confirmation for me. It was just confirmation because in most cases, whatever I start out to accomplish, I noticed that I get put in positions, and I call them divine positions. I don't see my own merit getting me into those. I feel like it's the Lord.
Right.
Like He put me in there, and it's kind of His way of showing me and telling me, yeah, keep going. This is keep going. This is me behind it. You're just the vessel.
Right.
But you doing the right thing, and what it does is it encourages me. It lets me, because I already know it when I'm going into it. But it's nothing like every now and then you get a tap on the back. No, you good, keep going. And that's what it did for me when I found myself in those rooms.
Yeah, that's how it be for me too. Like just being in this space, and You said what?
You're welcome.
I wasn't gonna say nothing because that's usually what I get. But yeah, shout out to Shamar for
Come on, man. Stop
supplying
playing.
and providing
You good.
all the things that we do. The only thing he ain't provided was my own camera. So if you trying to be a part of the team, that's step number one. We can figure out everything else. Yes.
I got a question though. Appreciate that shameless plug. But listen, I am on my fitness journey and everything, and you like to eat and stuff. So how you stay in shape and all that eating and cooking?
Okay, as much as I like to eat, I eat small portions for the most part. Sometimes I wild out, but for the most part, eat small portions. I don't really do much fried food. Like maybe once a month or something, I'll eat something fried. So most of my foods, my meals are prepared. They're grilled. Even like I fry no food with Black Gourmet. We have it's not even on the menu. Everything is either grilled or smoked, roasted. So a lot of the oils, the fats, I don't consume those. So that helps me out a lot. And I don't need processed foods. Maybe every now and then, but for the most part, I don't eat processed foods. Sugars, I don't like my coffee right here. I put some oat milk in it as opposed to sugar, because oat milk has a little sweetness to it. So I can drink a coffee with no sugar. Most of my meals, I don't eat much garbage. Not just to stay fit, but to stay alive. Really, I'm trying to get as much juice out this lemon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in other words, stop eating McDonald's and stop eating fast food. I'm gonna hide this Biscuitville cup real quick.
Right.
But and stop drinking sodas.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Sodas.
What else is it? Everything that Tay eat, stop it.
Yeah. Sodas, I call that cancer in a can. Yeah, and I it's a blatant statement, and it's like a frightening statement to me personally, because it's hard for me to drink a soda. Because don't get it twisted, I like soda.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't like it, but once I call it cancer in a can, I can't be putting my lips. It's like that drink that they got. It says liquid death. I think it's water. What? You ever see that? Y'all familiar with them?
I don't
They're
remember what it
everywhere.
is.
Liquid is liquid death. Death.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think
Sam's
that's the
Club, they
name
got
on
it
the
everywhere.
bottle.
You go to Food Line, it's everywhere, and they drink. I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, how can you drink something that's called liquid death?
Right.
But cancer in the can is like, I can't drink a soda knowing. Now, don't get it twisted. Like, if you drink 12 sodas a year, you
might be all right.
yeah, you good. Just one can a month.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I like drinking a couple sips of Pepsi when I eat a taco. It's just I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't know what it is, but as I'm eating a taco, my brain is saying, where your Pepsi at? So I'll be like, I tell my daughter, go get a Pepsi. And she look at me like, we're going to drink a Pepsi? I'm like, yeah, today. It's been 3 months. We're going to drink a Pepsi. So it's not as if I never do it, but it's really about your lifestyle, how often you do it, how consistent you do it, because that's what makes the greatest impact on your health, is the things that you do on a daily basis.
Okay, so that just gives me extra confirmation again. Shamar, don't you open your mouth and say nothing.
You know?
I've been fighting this whole past week. Like, I'm cutting out sodas and I'm going back to no bread, no pasta. But that
You've been
event we
fighting
did
all
yesterday.
week. What happened yesterday? 'Cause you
Yeah,
struck
like I
down
said,
that
but
soda
that event
yesterday.
that we had yesterday. Oh my God. Oh my God. We was in there like, we're gonna have to wait because
Everybody made bad choices yesterday.
yeah,
but
there was some very bad choices made yesterday. So, because I mean, they had pasta, they had I think it was baked ziti, you know, they had some other stuff in there, but almost everything was bread.
It was a Latinx family, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Them foods. It wasn't.
Yeah.
That bread is like crack to me, though.
And I love bread.
Oh man, listen,
And
I can eat a loaf
by myself,
and I'm not kidding.
Just the bread.
Yeah, just the bread.
Yes.
Like if I go to Carrabba's or Olive Garden, and, it's been a while, but
oh shoot, my mouth watered. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. That bread is hard. That's probably that not no problem. That's my biggest challenge.
Mine too.
Bread. Yeah, bread is tough.
So yeah.
And it's the sugar in the bread, and also the preservatives too.
Yeah,
additives and preservatives in the bread that really, that's really unhealthy. Because if you go to Africa or you go to another country and eat bread, you good. You know what I mean? Because it don't have those poisons in it.
Right.
Our bread here lasts for 2 weeks. Bread don't supposed to last for 2 weeks, brother.
No.
It's just not supposed to happen. It's supposed
to be what, a couple days?
Couple days, yeah.
Like you make it, you need to be eating
you got about
that thing.
72 hours, at most.
Yep.
To really get to that bread. But you can have a loaf in your for 2 weeks easy here.
Yeah.
Now. So
if you store it right.
Good. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, we over here talking about food. Your boy is hungry. Shamar, what we going from here? My mind is stuck on these roles that I ain't supposed to have.
Let's switch it over because talk about the acting and everything. You still active in acting?
Yes.
Okay. What type of projects you work on?
Now I'm putting together, and it's been a long time coming. I'm putting together the documentary on my life.
Okay.
Putting together that, and it's been I was in prison. I got released from prison in 2009. And a news reporter heard about me coming home, so she wanted to do a story. Jerika Duncan, shout to Jerika. She works, I think, for CBS now, but at the time she was a local in Buffalo. She's a local news reporter, and she basically asked what I do was I interested in doing a story. I told her, no, I wasn't interested. And she fired back at me maybe like 4 weeks later and through my wife and said, hey, let him know that he owes it to his community, And I felt a little convicted because I was getting, I was in the streets getting money, and I got jammed up with a couple kilos and a bunch of bread, and I was facing a life sentence. So when I came home, I started going back into the prisons, speaking, schools, and things of that nature, churches. And when she got wind of that, she said, "I want to do a story on him." And she said, once she said he owes it to the community, I felt convicted. I was like, yeah, considering that, I felt I do owe it to the community. So off of that story, it really was like it circulated. It went like viral around where we were at. She said, "Man, listen, this story is getting, it's getting a lot of hits on the internet. It was one of our most at the time, it was they got more hits on that than most of the stories. So I ended up going up to our local radio station, and they shut down the radio and did an hour of me up there playing my music and asking me questions. And the guy DT, shout out to DT, he was saying, "Man, you need a documentary, brother." He said, because your story is amazing, and we as a community, particularly Black males, we need to hear your story. We need to hear somebody of your stature going to prison and coming home and never looking back. We don't necessarily get that. And ever since that, it feel like it's been my goal and my purpose, been driving to put that story out. And what makes me want to do it even more, because I'm a man of God. I'm serious about my walk. I don't play no games.
Right.
And I noticed that I'm a private person. I don't like. Before I went to prison, man, I wasn't getting on no mics. Don't put no camera on me. Don't do anything as it relates to my real life.
Right.
I do. I might act or something like that, but the documentary is my real life, and it's something I was very uncomfortable with. That's why I neglected to do. The first interview that Jerika wanted me to, I'm like, I'm not, that's my life. That's my, and I felt like God was saying, no, I didn't save you from that or deliver you from that for you to hold it to yourself.
Right.
You're supposed to be the light on the hill, So to answer that question, so I've been working on a documentary. It's been, it's just been challenging, because I'm literally doing the shooting, I'm the interviewing, the editing, and I have I got like 10 years of footage. I got,
God.
So it's like hard drives, and just right when I think I'm on it and finishing it up, something happens, But I do say that I've saw how inspiring and how it can instill hope into our community when hearing my story, because I've been all over the country speaking. And I've been in a bunch of different prisons all over the country, and I mean, I've been through it. I've been shot up, I've been kidnapped, I've been tortured, I've been faced 2 separate life sentences. My bed, when I had doing life, when I made parole, they moved me to a different facility so that I could prepare for my transition back into society. So they have certain facilities where they teach you, soft skills and, with working and how to do interviews, because they want to send you back out into society to be successful.
They call those halfway homes, right?
Well, yeah, that's federal. Federal, they call them halfway homes.
Okay.
State, I was doing a state bid. So with the state, they don't let you out before you do that. You just get moved to a different facility, but you still incarcerated. So I'm on my way home. I got like maybe 40 days left, and I'm walking, and I make a long story short, it's a cold winter day, and I'm going into the mess hall to get some food, and I bump into, we rushing trying, because it's cold, it's snowing. We in the mountains in Buffalo, so
right.
In February, so it's real out there. And and I hit shoulders with somebody, and I look up. It's my son. It's my oldest son. He got a 5-year bid, and I knew he was in prison because he was coming to see me prior to him, getting sentenced. He's 16 years old. And when I bump into him, man, it just totally changed my life. Like when I say anxiety, like the world was spinning to look up and see my son in the same prison as me. First of all, I felt like crap. I felt like,
right.
And I'm looked at as a, very respected figure where I'm from in Western New York. I just got a lot of people give me a lot of respect. And they pay homage and, legend and this and that. I felt like none of that, when I'm incarcerated and I see my baby, because I seen my baby. Yeah. I didn't see a young man, and knowing that my choices and the decisions that I made had everything to do with why he was in prison, because when I went to prison, he was 14, he was 13, so his father wasn't in his life for some very, at 13, a male at 13, 14, 15, 16, them some important years. Those are some important years.
They go through things at those ages.
Mm-hmm. So that, and then, so I was able to spend 45 days with him before I was released. So we're working out together, and I'm giving him different books, and it was I appreciate God giving me that opportunity to be with him and kind of get him prepared, because he had to do 5 years, and he only got like 2 weeks in. So I was able to kind of prepare him and speak with him, prep him on what, how to carry yourself. But to have to leave and me leave and my son has to stay here, I'm on my way home and he's just in his way in. That, things like that, I share things like that, and men, tell them, man, listen, that's just not something that you want to, you don't want to put your son in a situation like that, nor do you want to be in a situation like. So it's like a lot of stuff happened in my life that I feel like God wants me to share. So that's I'm working on that as of now, the documentary, just to get those things out to see, just to be transparent, vulnerable, so that it could help those who are in similar situations or headed down that same path.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And you said 10 years worth of footage. That's a good bit.
Mm-hmm. It's a full feature film, like, the documentary. Yeah. And the thing about it is sometimes it could be discouraging, but then sometimes it depends, I guess, where I'm at mentally. It's a lot going on. Is when I started this 10 years ago, and I'm still working on it, and yet Netflix, I just watched something last night. Oh man, I forgot the name of it. That's a shame. I just watched it last night, but it's exactly. I've seen several documentaries exactly the way that I plan to do mine 10 years ago, and it's like before it was a docuseries. I didn't really even know what the word was. No one. They said, "What you working on?" I said, "Docuseries." They'd be like, "What's that?" Now it's normal. Yeah. It's normal. So it looks like I'm copying off of and I'm like, well, that could be pride, brother. Don't worry about that. Just do what you set out to do. Even though, it's 10 years later and you keep seeing them drop, just stay with it. So it's I've had my challenges when it relates to that, but I'm still pushing forward and still working on it and looking forward to, its completion.
Yeah. I mean, docuseries are, for me, very popular because you don't get stuck in this one long story with little pieces. You can create a docuseries, and then this one piece can be an hour and a half by itself. Right, yeah. This one right here can be 45 minutes. This one right here could be another hour. And there's no real limitation to how long that series has to be. Mm-hmm. But people are going to watch individual episodes compared to a 3-hour film. A lot of people are not going to watch that. But I think I know you're doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. Do the docuseries. Shamar, we are not doing a docuseries. Shamar will have me hurt trying to do a docuseries right now. Come on, man. Because we got 10, 15 years worth of stuff collective. That would be like 25 years worth of stuff collectively. Mm-hmm. His old stuff and then my old stuff. Man, that's a lot. So when you said 10, I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. So listen, man, everything that you do, right? First, let the people know where they can find, all your stuff at,
Okay, well, we have a website. It's Black Gourmet CLT.com, and that's for any catering inquiries, or we have a menu from Thursday to Saturday. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We have those menus daily. Mm-hmm. You can go on the website as well to check out those and pre-order. We do meal prepping. You can sign up for that on the website as well. IG is BLK Gourmet on IG, and on Facebook is BLK Gourmet as well for both of those. So yeah, just tap in if you want some unusual dishes. You want some seafood lasagna.
That's banging too. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Some lobster and crab with the shrimp and the salmon with the white sauce. You want some hibachi, boy? My hibachi boys, I get them Asians to run for their money, baby.
Okay.
I'm just saying, though. I mean, I don't play no games when it comes to that. We got the amazing chilies. We got the chicken noodle soups, and these not regular. This is not just no regular chicken noodle soup. You'll see it when you'll know when you taste it. We specialize. We got a seafood baked potato, which is very popular. It's a baked potato just stuffed with, with crab and lobster and, spinach and, a bunch of seafood, scallops. We got a Philly cheesesteak stuffed potato that they go crazy for too. It's filet mignon chopped up and it's stuffed inside a potato with the Philly cheese and I'm really rubbing it in because
right. Got the food.
The bell peppers,
man.
the mushrooms, the portobellos. We don't do the regular mushrooms. We got to do the very fresh local mushrooms as well. So we got a lot of dishes, man. Yeah, man. Go on the website to check out some of our dishes. Again, that's Black Gourmet CLT.com, or IG is BLK Gourmet, and Facebook is BLK Gourmet.
Cool. Now, all the stuff that you do, what seed would you plant for another creative? Any aspect of being creative?
Being creative, I would say this. Whatever it is that you feel that, because I'm guessing that these creatives already have a passion for a particular art form.
Yeah,
I would say become very good in your craft. Right? I don't mean being expert. 10,000 hour, that whole rule is great, but you can have 5 hours in if you're really passionate. That's how you get to the 10,000 hours. So I would say be intentional about your craft. If you wanna be an artist, then study great artists. And then once you get all this information, my next thing would be to execute, man. Execute. A lot of us what's that say? Paralysis. What's that?
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah. Where you're in your mind for too long and you're not doing anything. Everything you're doing is happening in your mind. I would say, man, you have to manifest. You have to step out and execute. So my 2 words would be execute and be intentional about your craft, and the rest will come to you.
That makes sense. Be intentional. Mm-hmm. At least know where you headed or trying to go.
Right. Mm-hmm.
At least start out on the right path.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's it.
Yeah. I can dig it. So listen, this is where I open the floor for you to ask me a question, since Shamar don't like being asked questions. He said that a couple episodes ago.
Man, I'm over here on Black Gourmet CLT.com.
Oh, he
bang salmon bites.
Oh,
come on, man.
So, what question do you have for me?
I would say this. I don't have a particular question, but I will say this. Mm-hmm. There's not often where I feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I was supposed to be here, right? Mm-hmm. Don't quite know what that is yet. I do think it's a lot bigger than the interview, though. That is something that I think was clear to me. I don't know if it's for me to help you, or you to help me, or you and I to help somebody else. I don't necessarily know what that is, but I will say that we got to stay in contact.
Oh yeah.
And my apologies for being 22 minutes late today.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I usually don't.
Yeah, but it bothered me. Just let you know, because I respect people's time.
Yes.
And I know how precious time is.
Oh yeah.
But I will ask you a question, though. What are you working on now? Because I did watch some of your I don't know what you're kind of like your short stories.
Yeah.
And I see that you serious about this.
Yeah,
you serious about this. So what are you working on now, man? What's one of your passion projects that you would like to,
I'm working on a short story, another short film. Supposed to be out by the end of the first quarter. And I'm looking at the calendar days like it might be a little later than the first quarter.
It will be more than 22 minutes late, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be way more. You know, and it's an idea that I've had from 5-10 years ago. And I finally, you know, put things on paper maybe 3-4 years ago, and I thought I lost it. I thought I lost everything. But I found it last week, couple weeks ago. Oh, Shamar ain't paying me no attention. I found it a couple weeks ago, I think. And I'm finally gonna sit down and get it done. So I'm working on that. Outside of that, I'm working on getting on Shamar's nerves. He already been, you know, notified, duly noted. You know, we got some stuff that I want us to do this year. Continuing to build the Creative Roots community. You know, those are the biggest three things right now. And let me say this too. When I say I'm getting on Shamar's nerves, I mean that literally and figuratively.
Oh, we can tell.
You know, because some people be like, well, that's what you do anyway. Yes, it is. Like I told Shamar, be prepared to be sick of me. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to say everything, but those are the main three things. I got this short film that I need to hone in on and, you know, solidify the script and everything. Building this community in Allen Luck Studios, Charlotte Podcast Studio, Art Box Charlotte. You know, we going places this year because we have no other choice.
I like it.
So
and just let you know, I would if you need me, and this is coming from a real one. When I say it, I mean it could just be to hold the light. And I know how it is. You might be holding that light for 3 hours, and it's cold out.
Yes.
Right. So for me to say that, you know what I mean, I don't have to come in at no glorious position.
Yeah.
Because when I believe in somebody, I believe that we got to invest in each other.
Yeah.
You know, we got to invest in each other because the resources already, you know, are far and few until the Lord put them in front of you. And I just believe like being of service to people that you believe in. And I you know, because I've watched your podcast. I like what you're doing, my brother. So we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I mentioned it, but Shamar does photography.
Oh, okay.
And I mostly do videography and video editing. You know, so if you need us, you know, somewhere, something, you hosting an event or something like that, or even if you need to use the space, you know, Art Box Charlotte to host an event here, you know, you want to get, and this is just something that's just thrown in my mind, you want to get a bunch of other chefs that have like this taste off, cook off, you know, y'all can come up in here, have y'all food prep, y'all can just have people come in. And again, this is another vision. I don't know if you was working on this or this is just me, but people just paying a ticket, you know, buy a ticket to come in here and eat all day. You know what I'm saying? It could be you. We've already had, you know, 3 chefs and a caterer. You know, y'all can get here, or, you know, whoever else you know, y'all just cook it up. And
that sound like the name of an event right there. 3 chefs and a caterer. That sounds like an event.
So I'll be reaching out to y'all.
3 chefs and a caterer.
They cooking literally.
Yeah, because they came on and, you know, for the I was about to say the Thanksgiving episodes, but yeah, Thanksgiving episodes in November, and you know they all bought, you know, a dish, and when I tell you we were sitting here like yeah, we was on it, we was in it.
That's what's up.
You know, we was trying to figure out how to end the episode, but you know, Shamar took care of that.
I'm sitting here on Black Gourmet CLT.com. FYI. Man, you see these lamb chops, DJ? Come on, man.
Oh yeah, they go crazy.
Stop playing with it. Yeah, I'm hungry. Hey, Tay, I don't mean no harm. Wrap this up because we ready to eat.
So, well, I mean, shoot, man. Again, I appreciate you coming out here.
Yeah, likewise, brother.
You know,
I appreciate being here.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen. You know, because Arabia has been the middle woman, you know, for a while. So yeah, shout out to Arabia Mayari.
Yep. Bang Bang Wings. Says she love them Bang Bang Wings.
Yes, she do.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I was supposed to have this off on my head, but halfway through I was like, oh, I ain't taking it off. But yeah, shout out to Arabia for the fresh retwist too. I'll let y'all see a little bit. Boop, that's all you get. I gotta reserve this for next week or this week. But listen, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast, where seeds sown become visions grown. I am Tay.
And I'm Smart Tay's trusty sidekick. And we out.
Oh, my bad. Peace. Black Gourmet.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Peace.